From Canada, Citizens Forum, where we look at the important issues of the day through a lens of democracy and media and try to figure out, how do we build a better country for ourselves? Hello, welcome to From Canada, Citizens Forum. It is Sunday, September the 21st, 2025. My name is Jack Aitken. I want to talk about Charlie Kirk in the past 20 years. This is what I think. I think that they, the 0.01% corporate lunatics who run North America, are trying to completely divide the American people and divide Canadians too. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. They now have us divided on gender issues and race and religion and vaccination status and etc. There is anger and division everywhere, and that's the plan. We've been told to hate and fear everybody, and everybody else is told to hate and fear us. And now Charlie Kirk is killed, and the hate just keeps getting ramped up. Charlie Kirk was a pretty famous person. He had a lot of supporters and a lot of people who did not like him at all. And comments are being made by both sides that are really angering the other side. And I think that's what the deep state wants. They want us angry at each other over anything and everything. But they do not want us angry at them. And when I say them or the deep state, I mean the giant corporations that really run North America and the 0.01% billionaire families who are the deep state. They are happy to have us divided over gender and religion and race, but they don't want us looking at them. They don't want us looking at the super rich and wondering why they have so much wealth while more and more people live in poverty. They don't want more democracy because right now they have virtually all the power and they don't intend to give any of it up. And more democracy, of course, means a sharing of the power. So keeping us divided and angry is great for the 1%. They have us angry about Charlie Kirk. They have us angry at Russia. They have us angry at China. For 20 years, they had us angry at the entire Muslim world. They love to present the outsider as the enemy, when really it's our own ruling class who maybe are the real enemy. And now the murder of Charlie Kirk fits nicely into their plans because it causes even more anger and division. The corporate media tell us to hate or love Trump and hate or love Biden and Obama, and millions of people do hate them or love them. But the media don't tell us ever to be angry at the corporations as they poison and destroy our planet and give us cancer and kill us. Somehow, there is hardly ever a word of blame for the corporations and for the 0.01%. How many people and families are dealing with cancer and other horrible diseases right now? But we're never told to blame or hate the corporations who have poisoned us with cancer-causing chemicals. That story is always downplayed because the corporations run North America and they have the power to decide who we will be angry at. They create the anger, and they always make sure the anger is not directed at them. We should be furious at the corporations and the super rich who are stealing everyone else's money and causing poverty and causing homelessness and causing cancer and disease and putting plastic in our brains. But that kind of anger is seldom mentioned by the big media. The corporations in the 1% are not targeted by the media or by our politicians. The corporate media never say the big oil companies are our enemy. They never say the banks are the enemy. And now they have us fighting over defund the police, and they have us fighting over gender, and they tell us that the real enemy is Russia or China. But we never talk much about the fact that maybe our real enemy is big business and our own corporate and political elite right here in Canada and the United States are maybe the real enemy. Here's a small example of how this great democracy of ours really works. 80% of Canadians want genetically modified foods labeled because people feel it's a health issue and an environmental issue, and people feel we have a right to know what we're eating. And we've wanted GMO foods to be labeled for 35 years, but we can't get these foods labeled. Why not? Because the corporate sector does not want genetically modified foods labeled. So it doesn't happen. And that's the kind of democracy that we have here in Canada. 80% of us want something, but we can't get it because big business doesn't want it. And the media and the politicians never talk about it. And believe me, they prefer us to be angry over Charlie Kirk or Russia or anything else, just as long as we're not directing our anger at the real enemy, the corporate 0.01% lunatic ruling class, who are the real enemy of our democracy and our health and the future of young people today and the future of the entire planet. They are the enemy. Divide and conquer and divide and rule, these things have been known about for a very long time. And the people who run Canada and the United States are experts at divide and rule. And they are doing it to us right now. But we're not really seeing it because they do it so well. And I think we'd better figure these things out pretty soon. Because, as we can see, things are not looking good for the people. And things seem to be getting worse. The poor have to keep getting poorer so the rich can take their money and keep getting richer. And making the rich richer is what Canada and the United States are all about these days. And that's why they want us hating and fighting each other. So we never really focus on what's really going on. And that's the corporate plan. And the corporate plan seems to be working very well for the 1%. And what is coming next is not going to be pretty unless we can take back at least some control of Canada and the United States from the 0.01% lunatics who are running things now. Maybe one first step is to stop being angry at each other and start at least trying to work together. We've been taught that the other people are really evil. Both sides are taught that. But I know people on both sides of all these stories, and they're all pretty good people. I think the real evil is at the top. And I don't mean the politicians. I mean the 1% corporate aristocracy who really run things. And we have got to start to deal with that problem. And we'd better start pretty soon because time is getting very, very short. Thank you.